Hi everybody, happy Easter Sunday, happy April Fool's Day, happy month of April, all that jazz. I have a little bit of free time this morning, so I thought I'd just stream a little bit of Penumbra. Now there's nobody watching right now, that's fine. I know it's converting to a video, so I'll just jump in and play the game and then pop out to check chat and see if anybody's joined me or not. So what we accomplished in the last one was opening this door, which in turn I think leads us down into the sewers. Can't have a video game without a sewer level, can we? This passage caved in long ago. I won't be able to get through here. Well, we got those slugs again. The sewers seemed like the only route out, but it wasn't out I wanted anymore. My father had found something, and I needed to know what. Without that, everything would have been for nothing. Naturally. No going back this way. Hey, batteries. Not that we care anymore. There's 99% flashlight power left. And we're hearing that whispering. Oh boy. I know this place. I've been here before. This is the ship where we started Overture. A locked chest. It's a heavy wooden barrel. The frame rate's going to hell. Wonder why. I remember forgetting to put this on. Okay, hold on, I need to figure out what... Oh, never mind, there we go. Frame rate's fine again. An empty shelf. It's a perfect picture of this room. Almost. Alright, so there are things we need to move things around so that they match the image. So you can see the soup can is on the shelf in the photo. Let's do that first. I'm guessing anywhere on the shelf is probably good enough. It looks like the chest needs to be under the desk. In the picture, it looks like the chest is under the table right about here. the whiskey bottle's broken on the floor. Oh, and the barrel is over there in the other corner. No order without chaos. Okay. These barrels are filled with ashes. Looks like a picture of the spider eggs. A picture of, I'm not sure, eggs. The coffin is unlocked. The surface is slippery and with a leathery texture. Look, the fisherman's wife has been scratched out, and there's some kind of grossness happening. You can hear the spiders scuttering. We have a couple of hands. Smells like burnt flesh. That's one of the dogs. It's rotting, crawling with maggots. Oh, goody. Oh, good, I can't turn a light on. I was like, I can't see anything. The hand is warm to the touch. I need to get this door open. It's the only way to go. I have a hunch this valve might control the door. Warm in here. Oh. An electric switch. There's a tiny inscription reading, "There are 2s and 3s in this world." A noose. Books. Red. The heck? How am I supposed to know which marking to do? I guess just trial and error, because some of them are making the fire brighter. is unnerving. It'd be worse if the... It'd be a lot worse if the graphics were better. I haven't popped out to check the chat since I started. Oh, looks like I've attracted a few viewers. Hi, Sidicus. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining me this morning. Red, I'm so sorry. Are you happier now? It's a valve with bloody handprints all over it. Oh, goody. I've heard those noises before, and mayhem ensued short after. I'd better run. I can't see. Can't see. Barely see anyway. This is loony. Come on, come on. Jump over, dude. Think we made it.
Can you hear me? What am I doing here? Who am I? Why can't I hear their voices? Well, thanks for the help. I'm having an existential nightmare and you can't even say a word.
So this is where we came in before we had that weird little alternate reality experience. Alright. So I think in order to cross this room, we need to climb down, arrange the boxes more or less into a line, and then we can turn the valve to fill the water and walk across the boxes. Should be able to make that. A valve. Oh, yeah, this will be fine. Alright, not bad. Alright, we got our little progress marker there, so... Hi, Nyron. Nice to see you again. Yes, first-person platforming is always so much fun, isn't it? Today we're just drinking water. Alcohol will come later, after we quit gaming and go to Easter dinner at the family. So, anyway, let's move on through here. Where the heck are we? I'm confused. I made it across. I can't see. Oh, never mind. I got stacked to get up there. An exit. I would love to get out of here. Alright, that makes sense. I think I can do without going back into the sewers. I could really use a shower. I only got some more batteries. I guess that's something. Not that I ever use the flashlight. Judging from the smell, I'd say the piping isn't working. There's a foul smell coming from it. I've had better days. This mattress smells just marginally better than the rest. Although the fuse box is rusty and worn, it seems to be working. I'll mess with that in a minute. Apart from some dust-covered books, the shelf is empty. The TV is in a poor condition. More batteries. Another flare. It won't start. I don't think it has any power. Traditional art, the only kind I really know how to appreciate. A chart of some kind. Uh-huh. Attention, incoming video chat. Answer. Caller.
Wow, you look like you've crawled through a sewer to get here. I suppose I'm flattered. Hi, I'm Amabel Swanson, and I suppose I'll be your guide for the day. Hello? Can you hear me? I think the transmission's only one way. I've got a webcam. Pull a silly face if you can hear me. Oh, very attractive. Okay, we're on. There's some things you need to know.
Sure. Whatever you say, lady.
We released a virus. It wiped us out. 3 weeks ago, we tried to get out through the mines, but it didn't work the way we'd planned. I think one of the Inuit workers made it, but others were taken. Some panicked and got lost. I ran, and when I stopped, I was on my own. Oh, and another symptom is déjà vu. The only chance we have is a man called Howard. He said he'd found a solution to the virus. His vitals last registered in the library, but only members of the organization have access. I'm still seeing a few life signs in the residential quarter. You need to find a survivor and get through into the library. Oh, and look out for our medical guy, Richard Eminis. He was acting strange when I last saw him. What else don't you know? Let's see. Watch out for signs of infection.
Present and accounted for.
Did you say something? Look, the symptoms we know about are paranoia and oral distortion. Oh, and another symptom is déjà vu.
Enough already. My sides are splitting.
Well, I think that's everything you need to know. I'm sending over some research on the virus, and I'll get some doors open for you. Maybe now we can shoot the shit.
I've jotted down a note just in case. Recent research.txt. Virus research report number 2. Turngate virus field notes, Amabel Swanson. Infection process. The worst thing about my job, death helps us learn. Time frame 5 weeks. Location, hold up in the old mess hall. Research subjects. 3 archaic personnel who contracted the virus. With every infection, the life cycle of the virus becomes clearer. In addition to the already documented symptoms, there seems to be some final stage during which the organism fully takes hold. Just before becoming fully catatonic, the infected report strange out-of-body experiences. They've likened these to being chased through a series of their own memories, some kind of mental obstacle course. These reports inevitably end in the patient being swallowed by some inescapable dark force, shortly after which we lose them for good. If these experiences are, as they seem to be, some form of mental representation of the infection process, we can only theorize as to what might occur were the patient to escape the hallucination. Additional note. Today, Dr. Eminus confided in me that he has had just such an experience. He insists that he feels better than he has in months. I'll keep an eye on him. Copied the contents of the note to my notebook. Alright, that's it for here. My father. He's close. I need to find the library, Howard's last known location, and I should be on the lookout for survivors and beware of some medical doctor called Eminus. Let's save. There's something reassuring about that feeling, like I've got one less thing to worry about. Penumbra really is the prototype for what became Amnesia. It has a lot of quirks that kind of fell flat, such as the combat or such things as the platforming. Yeah, that's definitely true. I can see how much more polished it got as they kept making games. Good morning to some, good evening to others, bloody time zones. True enough. Instead of save scumming every 2 seconds, maybe you should clean that room. It probably smells like shit in there. I don't really know what you mean by save scumming, since you can't save scum in a game with fixed save points, but whatever. Amnesia did not include much platforming, and combat was non-existent. Yeah, Amnesia's a... well, Amnesia's a better game in terms of gameplay and going through it. I do think Penumbra might have a better storyline than Amnesia does, though. I'm not dedicated to that proposition. I think they're both pretty well written, but I do find Penumbra very interesting. Alright, let's head out. Infected. I'd skipped a beat when I heard that word in association with me. Still, it seemed like just one more reason to find my father. Hearing a friendly voice hadn't hurt either, but by that point I was pretty certain she'd turn out to be crazy. Yeah, that's not a... That's just pattern recognition at this point, Philip.
If we must continue to share this brain space, I think I should have a name. Strange. So rare an opportunity to select one's own nomenclature, and yet I find myself at a loss. Any ideas, monkey? So much storage in this mind of yours. Did you realize you got an entire section in here devoted to film titles? 3,103 and a half films you've seen? You only got the first half of It's a Wonderful Life in here. Huh, how does it end? Now I'll never know. You know, Clarence, that's not a bad handle. I am something of a guardian angel.
And we've got control back. There's something blocking the door on the other side. It's either locked or jammed shut. Either way, I'm not going to get through. It's either locked or jammed shut. Either way, I'm not going to get through. Locked or jammed shut. Not getting through. I don't know if there are hostiles out here or not. Sure seems like a hub with hostiles in it. Over here we have the library and machine room. This way we have the infirmary. That would be the library. It's a palm print and retinal scanner. I've jotted down a note. The door won't open, however it seems to be connected to that scanner device. Maybe it's a lock. The door leading into the library is locked by a palm and iris scanner. I think you mean a retina scanner. I don't think there's such a thing as an iris scanner. I could be wrong. Oh, here's a map. Good. It's a map of the area. Okay. So here's where I am. So, yeah, 4 would be the library. I guess 108 then must be where we just came from. So we got 109, changing room, 110, storage, an emergency airlock in front of the machine room. That was residential corridor A, the computer central, residential area 3, and the infirmary. Okay. I think I want to look around the rest of these hallways. Machine room. Poker tour Friday night. There's a notice about an upgrade to the retinal scanner used to access the library. Also, someone has pinned a newspaper article to the board concerning malnutrition and food supplements. Oh, hey, look, it circled all the way back. And now we can open that door. That's neat. Alright, where to? That's... Well, like I said, I want to finish poking around the hallways before I actually take any exit, so... Especially if they're clear, which they seem to be, at least for the moment. This one leads through the emergency airlock to the machine room. I've jotted down a note just in case. The corridor leading to the machine room is filled with poisonous gas. I'm not sure how he knows it's poisonous, but I guess that means we should turn around. Looks like we could get into the armory if we wanted. Mental note. Maybe it's just my imagination, but I think I can hear something coming from behind that door. It's not your imagination, bro. I heard it too. And that's an exit to storage. All right, let's go check the other half. We'll start down here at the bottom. I say bottom, I guess it's the bottom of the map, but I guess it'd be more accurate to call it the south end or something like that. So what's over here? The infirmary. It's a heavy security door labeled ID 3061. There's no visible lock. A door is blocking the path to the infirmary. It has the ID 3061. Okay. It's the canteen. Anything else on that side? No. Good. And then if we go through here, got what looks like an open door. as that would be to room 104. We go over here, we'll be back at the library, and there's one path left which looks like it leads to Computer Central. I should actually look at where TRC Science Station Class A307, The Shelter, Residential Area 4. Alright, yep, and here's Computer Central. It's a big, fairly complicated hub. Looks like there's lots of spaces to explore. Let's check out room 104 first, since it's open and it's right here. Oh, it's another one of those artifacts. I'm not sure what this is, some kind of weird statue. It almost looks like a collector's item. It's the second one we found. Not sure if there's a purpose to those or if they're just some weird kind of collectible. Got batteries in the locker. Hooray. And I think we can break this glass. A motivational document outlining the history of this organization. Archaic history. An illustrious past and exciting future. The Archaic, a history spanning centuries. As a member of the Archaic, you are a part of an organization vital to the protection of the human species. If you are not a member of the Archaic, please turn yourself in to the nearest community support officer. The Archaic, as we now know it, was founded in 1519 by Francesco Melzi, a Milanese noble. The foundation of the movement, assumed erroneously by some to be a sect, was the private work of Leonardo di Ser Piero da Vinci, revealed to his most trusted student, Melzi, on his deathbed. Many rumors circulated at the time pertaining towards a sexual relationship between the two, and this was an explanation for their secrecy they were quite happy to embrace. Much is held to be known of Da Vinci's engineering work, though in truth, the few sketches and notes in the public domain only begin to touch on the depth of his knowledge. For instance, it is often said of his designs for flying machines that they were entirely impractical. We realize now that they are only impractical when limited by human production materials. The Archaic remained unnamed for centuries. Melzi and his successors understood the power of a name to identify and tie down its owner, and even today Archaic remains an unofficial and internal term. As we enter the 21st century, the Archaic performs much the same role as it always has, to locate, understand, and protect xeno-evidence and life forms, albeit on a far greater scale. Today our movement is served by over 30,000 devoted members at 203 installations worldwide. Alright. Now let's go to the other door that was open. That would be the armory. Empty storage boxes. It's a mattress. Nice. Alright, we got a flare. Another flare. Doesn't look like there's anything in there. Rusty with worn edges.
There's just something about a rusty saw that just makes me purr. Had a tetanus jab recently?
Sounds like we got a bad guy outside. Yep. Wonder if he came out of this room. Nope. Where is he? We want to go to Computer Central. He spotted me. Savaged, infected, terrified, and now I was hearing voices. Yep, just about everyone down here turns out to be crazy, even me. Regardless, I needed to find a way through and into the library. That was a progress checkpoint, so I'll check in with the chat now. Let's see. Philip wakes up from another night of binge drinking to find out he now has a voice in his head. Looks like another drink is in order for this occasion. Absolutely. Oh boy, I bet we are going to need to cut off someone's head in their hands. Blood Maiden. Hi, Travis. I really love this game. Glad you've decided to play it. Oh, thanks, Blood Maiden. I've played it once before, but I really do enjoy it. I think it's great. Thanks for joining me. I'm glad you're here. In before Clarence. Hi, Steven. You're not in before Clarence. Unless Clarence tends to join the chat when people stream this game. What do you know about our company? If you do know anything, who told you so we can kill them? Yeah, you do wonder how super secret organizations like this manage to attract good personnel, don't you? Alright, let's look around. A deposit box. It's locked.
I remember why you're here. Dr. Swanson has filled me in. I recall every single syllable of our conversation. There was ever so slight an inflection in her tone that suggested she no longer trusted me. Why ever dinosaur extinction 65 million years ago? Would she think that? We share the same history. You and I are history. I recall the day of my birth, 18th of September, 1964, 3.46993412, recurring minutes past 9. I remember my mother looking surprised as I poked my head out into the world for the first time. You need a security registered palm. Something I can provide. You need it at the library. Something beyond my reach. When I became infected by those mindless zombies, I split off from the others and secured myself here. I cannot leave. Nonetheless, you will need a hand. I will not. Bring me a saw.
Whoa there, Skippy.
I recall seeing one on my first day here. 3 years ago. Climate change of 10 degrees over the past 1 million years. Walk east and take the first door on your right.
There are others. He's like you, like us, yet he is not us. Why is he separate and yet we are bound together? Are we truly a we, or are we simply an I with two faces? But I am no monkey.
Mm-hmm. Well, to be frank, I don't trust the doctor either. So for the moment when he inevitably busts out that door and tries to kill us, I want to look around and see how we deal with him before I give him the saw. Some broken cables. I'm having a terrible frame rate episode again. This just happens sometimes, and then suddenly we snap back and everything's good. The shelves contain various manuals, spare parts, and other computer-related material. Perhaps I can find something that helps me understand how the stuff here works. It used to be racks for circuit cards. A broken panel, must have been some accident here. Well, this looks like a room where we solve a puzzle. This looks like a room where we can trap a bitch. Alright. Alright, let's go ahead and give him his saw. 'Cause I'm 99% certain he's going to bust out and try to kill us, and we're going to have to go trap him in that room. So that's what we'll do.
Good, 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 good. It has been precisely 12 days, 11 hours, 39 minutes, and 12.4 seconds since something good last happened.
Brother, come for us! He's over here! Embrace me, glorious void! Embrace me!
Where is he? Come on, dude. I see you. Come on in.
My congratulations! Honestly, I mean it. Well done. I was only joking about the come get 'em thing. What say we celebrate with some nice, relaxing cyanide, huh? I'm sure I saw some anthrax lying around as well.
Alright, this Clarence thing isn't really doing it for me. He's a little bit over the top. Painkillers. It's the terminal for controlling the device next to it. This piece of equipment does not have much details beyond a slot, and I am not sure what would fit into it. Okay. I got some batteries. That's something, I suppose. The terminal is broken beyond repair. And those are empty. The monitor is busted. A manual for operating and configuring a server. Computer manual, server installation, quick start guide. The most common cause of frustration during the installation process is the use of incorrectly formatted circuit cards. Please ensure boot, network, and interface cards are functioning correctly with default programs installed before continuing. Required circuit cards, program count listed in brackets. Boot, 3. Collates basic disk drive and hardware configuration data. Network, 5. Uses advanced communication drivers to allow access to any local intranet or hub network. Comes with all the latest security protocols. Interface, 4. Carries all programs required in server and file access, in addition to high-level direct hardware access. Circuit card compatible programs. Circuit setup, required installation to get any program running. Disk info setup, collates disk drive configuration data. Hardware locator, collates hardware configuration data. Socket protocol, installs communication drivers. Firewall provides protection against invalid access. Antivirus provides protection against malicious programs. CMD interface installs interface that allows server access. NetLocator installs routines required in accessing an intranet. File Streamer installs drivers for accessing files. Admin Tools installs tools required for direct hardware access. By popular demand, the server no longer requires the latest version of Windows in order to function correctly. Alright, I guess that's sort of funny. Alright, let's go back to Dr. Eminus's room, now that we can get inside. Well, that's just delightful. Rusty metal lockers. Say, I'll wager there's something behind those books. A green computer circuit card. Green card. There's bound to be more of these around here. Rusty with worn edges. Got our saw back. What's that noise? Blue card. A blue computer circuit card. Let's check the drawers. Oh. I don't know why the frame rate just craps out on me every now and then. It always snaps back, but it can be irritating when it's at a tense moment, like yesterday when we were playing Resident Evil 7. It happened more than once when I was standing directly in front of a turret. Alright. I'm gonna give it a second. Maybe that'll help. There we go. A red computer circuit card. Red card. More batteries. Hooray. It won't boot. The screen fills up with error messages. There must be some way to fix this. Go ahead and save. Since it's here. Every time it's harder to pull out. Every time I feel more of myself inside. Alright, well, we only have one room left, so let's look around in here. Boot, network, interface. Electrical cabinets. This area of the complex is using a lot of power. It's a rack of circuit cards. Broken. There must be spares lying around somewhere that can replace these. Doesn't seem to be operating properly. I think the card might need some modification. Oh, yes, okay, I need to use the manual to figure this out. So the boot card needs 3 programs on it. And they are... The main terminal in the computer room is not working properly. That's fine. The boot card is... basic disk drive and hardware configuration data. That would be, I think, circuit setup, disk info setup, and hardware locator, because those 5 definitely sound like, let me see, socket protocol, that'll be network, firewall will be network, antivirus will be network, net locator would be network. These other 3, command interface, file streamer, and admin tools should be interface. I guess circuit setup must go on every card, so that's how it works. Okay. Alright, so for the blue one, we need circuit setup. Or, I'm sorry, for the red one, we need circuit setup, disk info setup, and the hardware locator. Compile. Because now we can pop that in. For the network card, that's the blue one.
Human life is so banal. Is it always as monotone as this? I can't stand it. Let me out.
Alright, so this one gets circuit setup, socket protocol, firewall, antivirus, and net locator. And for interface, it's circuit setup, command interface, file streamer, and admin tools. Alright, that should do the trick. Come on. And now we should be able to do this. Computer terminal. Ah, goody. Current operations. Watercave.pic. Okay, yeah, we saw that in Overture in episode 1. Tomb.pic. Okay, we haven't seen that yet. That's new, or will be new. Tomb.text. Temple operation, primary excavation, Turngate Tomb, project lifespan, March 3rd, 2000 to present. Chief Overseer Wilbur Frisk, previous nature excavation, current nature Xeno research. Background, the primary excavation site is the central pursuit of the archaic at Shelter, Greenland. The site lies beneath the shelter facility and as of 2000 has been underway for almost 25 years. On March 3rd, 2000, a tomb was discovered. Current purpose, understanding the tomb and its contents. Findings. The bulk of work is the responsibility of the language team, i.e. Chief Translator Howard Lafresque. His findings so far are as follows. The tomb was the home of some form of ancient organism. The organism may have been quarantined. The term Turngate is derived from Inuit legend concerning evil spirits. Lafresque recommends immediate suspension of primary excavation operation. Expenses. Man-weeks approximately $27,396. Materials approximately $53 million. Scheduled operations as of April 27, 2000. Tomb investigation, May 1st, 2000. A team will unseal the tomb for standard series probe tests. Operation opposed by Howard Lafresque. Opposition overruled by Wilbur Frisk and scheduled for May 1st, 2000. Final status open. I copied the contents of the note to my notebook. Watercave.text. Water cave operation. Secondary excavation Site B, Water Cave. Project lifespan December 5th, 1990 to February 20th, 1992. Elevated cast signatory Elof Carpenter. Nature excavation. Purpose to locate and retrieve Xeno evidence and artifacts in support of main site activity. Personnel elevated cast 0. Project not deemed critical enough for elevated presence. Chief attending chemist Troy Retinesque. Replaced September 12, 1991 with Neil Oswald, inexcusable conduct. Findings. December 8, 1991, Substance 63. Confirmed as the primary material used in construction of the Persona TARDIS artifacts, and the first new non-periodic table substance to be discovered by the Archaic for 18 months. January 6, 1992, Artifact 66B. Another artifact discovered and effects cataloged. Research teams continue to flail at a purpose for these mechanisms. All symptoms manifested by research teams in contact with the artifacts conform to our initial hypothesis regarding their nature. Expenses: man-weeks 519, materials $12,192, medical $39,000, casualties, industrial accidents 3, below archaic acceptable max, exhaustion 13, fatalities 2. Additional notes: report filed concerning a potential saboteur following multiple mechanical losses and thefts, particularly of radio equipment. Theory: dehydration as a cause of exhaustion, leading to misconduct debunked. Theory: missing miner Tom Redwood still within mining facility open. Final status closed. Hostile local fauna levels uneconomic.
As constantly entertaining as it might seem to have access to memories one has no recollection of receiving, it also places me in somewhat of a predicament. This saboteur, for some reason, he conjures in my mind the color red.
Greenland site.text. Greenland site, Shelter Research Station, Greenland, project lifespan, April 1st, 1973 to present. Report filed by Founding Overseer Bren Stafferson. Report updated by Chief Overseer Wilbur Frisk. Nature, excavation and research facility. Background: in January 19, 1973, the Archaic Central Cast becomes aware of a large-scale industrial accident at a remote mining complex in northwest Greenland. The accident coincides with local reports dated over a period of decades concerning abnormal animal behaviors and growth, high suicide rates, and unusual events within the mine itself. These reports centralize over the precise location of the mine collapse, itself reportedly caused by a crazed miner. Xeno activity is suspected, and a full investigation sanctioned. Purpose: to locate and retrieve Xeno evidence and artifacts. Initial personnel: elevated cast 7, chief staff 5, lower cast 51, temporary 25, total population 88. Operation. After 2 years of construction, Shelter is now practically self-sufficient, eliminating many issues surrounding archaic privacy concerns threatened during the construction phase by the much increased sea freight required. Shelter operates with a skeleton crew of research staff, supported by a small crew of maintenance and general care personnel. An elevated cast presence of reasonable magnitude is warranted by the potential value of any discoveries. Unskilled labor and resource management is outsourced to discreet local villagers. Plans to adapt more than a fraction of the old mining complex to archaic needs have been abandoned, and work is now commencing on the excavation site immediately below the facility, and within half a mile of the 1973 explosion site. Security level, highest priority. According to standard procedure, all documentation concerning the facility was destroyed upon construction. All those that know of the facility's existence either work within the facility or are of no great concern. The facility can sustain itself with only minor reliance on local settlements. The facility, for all intents and purposes, does not exist. This presents only minor practical annoyances. Findings. Substances 53, 63, and 70 to 73. Persona TARDIS artifacts, 27, now believed to be somehow related to the contents of the recently discovered tomb. Finis Specialis artifacts, 10, of little real value to the archaic, but for some reason of great collectible value to the lower caste. Turngate tomb. Expenses classified, final status operational. Okay. International work. Other research sites.txt. File was corrupt, could not open. Doorlockcontroller.exe. Oh yeah, we're gonna need to peek at the infirmary door ID 3061. Alright, so we enter that. That should unlock it. Door is now unlocked. Goody. Alright, let's save again. And then I'll check in with the chat before heading over to the infirmary. I may never get used to that. I hear you, bro. Oh great, another crazy guy who said that he'll help me. What a nice guy, gonna give you a hand to get past that scanner. Wish I had my own server. They fucked up those server cards hard. Computers feel like some Soma stuff, come to think of it. Come to think of it, yeah, Soma is a lot like Penumbra. Yeah, I haven't actually played Soma yet. It's the only one of their games that I actually have not played. So I'm kind of looking forward to getting to Soma as a sort of culmination of sorts of my frictional playthroughs. And actually playing through that one blind when we get there. I wonder if that infected is still out here. I want to go check that other locked room. Because I very distinctly remember that he was... I mean, he doesn't just spawn. I feel like he was supposed to come out of that room when I grabbed the saw, which in turn means that room should now be unlocked and I should be able to get inside. And if it doesn't work out that way, then that is what it is. Yep, nothing. Alright. I guess we'll go to the infirmary now. At least seems like there's nothing out here that wants to hassle us, so that's good. Yep, here we go. Oh, excuse me. Oh, yay. A heavy crate packed with all sorts of junk. Fuck noise is that? It's a toilet. So it is. It's a basic sink. there's a flare. Hooray. A wristband with a small box on it. I wonder what use it could have. Emergency wristband. I can't even remember the last time I had some time to relax in front of a TV. It's some kind of medical scanning device. Yeah, these are definitely collectibles. There's a third strange artifact. A sturdy medical cabinet. It's locked. Looks like there's some interesting things in there. Either it's hardly been used or it's been well cleaned. An instructions booklet for operation of the cryo chamber. Cryostasis usage policy. The cryostasis facility is a state-of-the-art installation allowing for cryogenic freezing of severely injured personnel who may be resuscitated at a later date. During freezing, users may or may not experience mild hallucination, to be confirmed when first user is successfully revived from stasis. Fair usage policy. The following scenarios are considered acceptable cause for use of the cryostasis facility. Any overseer or elevated caste member is critically ill or injured. Any lower caste member of the Archaic holding vital information is critically ill or injured. Any patients infected with a non-Terra virus or bacteria, provided they have first been deemed non-contagious. Any injured personnel with the following incurable ailments should enter stasis for later medical research: cardiomyopathy, glaucoma, polio, diabetes, or halitosis. Bad breath is in there with the others. Any elevated caste member deemed clinically dead should enter stasis for ceremonial purposes. Maintenance period for deceased users to be increased, pending research benefits at Greenland site, making revival a potential solution. Access. Access is strictly forbidden to all non-medical personnel. At this time, the Archaic is unable to staff the facility 24 hours. As a result, heart rate-sensitive wristbands have been issued to high-priority, high-risk personnel. Keep these wristbands with you at all times. They allow automated access to the facility in the event that the wearer's heart rate indicates high probability of approaching death. Great, we're either going to have to hurt ourselves or stress ourselves out somehow. Postscript. Lower caste personnel are entitled to an opt-in, opt-out scheme, whereby they may choose to sign a consent form where in the event of critical injury, they will be entitled to at least partial cryostasis. An empty bucket, quite heavy. Now let's get the brick I saw in here. So we can generally use those to break the glass on cabinets. No exception. Got 2 painkillers. Some kind of chemical. Bottle of Viscae Somnus. Incoming video chat.
Christ, you look worse than the last time I saw you. Though maybe you're just at a higher resolution. Oh, damn it. Note to self, never insult your last hope of survival. I just wanted to give you a word of advice. Those creepy artifacts, we don't know how they work. Or even what they do, I suppose. I saw someone get too close to one once. You probably don't want to know. I'm sure you'll be fine. Probably. I hope. By the way, if you happen to find yourself in my neck of the woods, I'm kind of trapped. It's no big deal, really. Just throwing it out there.
Oh, no. That's hardly true. They're really completely harmless. Go on, it's just like wrapping yourself up in a warm blanket.
Oh, goody. Patient report number 1. File was corrupt, could not open. Chemical tests.txt. Chemical tests. Standard series chemical tests. Subject, primate, chimpanzee. Chemical, temazepam. Result, as expected, the subject displays symptoms of relaxation and lethargy. Chemical, lysergic acid diethylamide. Result, much akin to previous work with felines, the chimpanzee shows no ability to cope with the chemical stimulant. Chemical, viscae somnus. Result, following injection, the subject's heart rate slows to such a rate that for all intents and purposes it appears dead. In truth, heart rate has dropped to incredibly a safe level, and the subject recovers soon after. Chemical, dihydrocannabinol. Result, this chemical is held to be entirely safe in moderation and produces a relaxation effect in the subject. It remains to be seen whether long-term exposure leads to mental health risks. This primate is worn out. Please consider this an official requisition order for further test subjects from the mainland. I copied the contents of the note to my notebook. Alright. So we got this. The door is securely locked. The door to a cryo chamber in the infirmary is locked. So we've got a syringe, we've got the viscae somnus, and we've got the wristband. The emergency wristband is on.
Your mind space is muddled as a lime. See here, A is for alliteration, B is for bohemian, C is for carcinogenic. So many long words taking up space in my new home. Here, let me do a little spring cleaning. There. You didn't need the periodic table, did you?
Several medical articles dating back about 50 years. One article states the discovery of the helical structure of DNA at Cavendish Laboratory. Another talks about the mixed success of the recently discovered polio vaccine. Alright, so we can get the viscae somnus in with the syringe. I filled the syringe with the subject from the chemical jar. Substance from the chemical jar. Syringe filled with the chemical. We can use that. And lo and behold, the door's open.
Damn it! For a moment there, I really thought that might have been curtains.
Alright, we got some batteries. A small cryo chamber. More batteries. Oh, yay. Head. I guess it's all over for this guy. At this point, I don't really care. A cryogenic freezer. I wonder if there's anything in there. Maybe I'm better off not knowing. The meter reads minus 200 degrees Celsius. That's cold even for this place. Well, that's just lovely, isn't it? Well, now we're getting some warnings about it, but I guess we will go ahead and save the game anyway. Yes. I'm no expert, but there are some strange spots on the spinal X-ray. They're still inside. I'm still inside, but I don't want to get out. I like to check in with chat after I get to a save point. Hey Nyron, I absolutely would play at least the first Dead Space. I really, really enjoyed that game. And much like you allude to in the rest of that comment, I'm really not sure I would bother with any of the sequels. But the first one was great. I played it, you know, God, it was 10 years ago now, wasn't it? Jesus. Yeah, 2008, 10 years ago. On,
So, you're running around with a human body part in your backpack and I'm supposed to be the bad guy?
The next place we want to go is storage. That's up in the northeast. I think we're actually still clear at the moment. I don't hear anything anyway. Still can't get in there. The beams will trigger the explosives for sure. Better stay out of their way. Not much of interest on this shelf. No, but I'm going to need that box, I'm sure. Yeah, this is fucking terrible. There seems to be someone lying in that room. What's happened to him? I can't really see him from here.
Look here. It seems, yeah. The visual cortex of this monkey is certainly of a simplistic design. If I can just... There, you see? It's like molding clay. Hate to interrupt you while you're showing off your logical problem solving. Let me put it more simply. You see what I want you to see.
Yay.
Well, it won't work if you move around, will it? You can't look up the magician's sleeve.
Rations and supplies fill these shelves. A label reads hazardous materials. Take necessary precautions before opening. The labels say that these boxes were sent from Alaska. Some sort of plate in the ground, perhaps an industrial scale. Looks heavy and welded shut. Oh, shoot. That was dumb. That was way dumb. Oh. Strange artifact. Now, of course, we can object stack again to climb over this thing. Looks heavy and welded shut. Yes, here we go. The beams will trigger the explosives for sure. Better stay out of their way. Gotta more stacking. At least there's a save point. Some theory about what might happen if the Turngate virus could be controlled. This must be what's happened to me. Theoretic effects of controlled infection. Dr. Richard Eminis, excuse me, theoretic effects of controlled infection, report requested by Overseer Frisk on behalf of the Elevated. For the record, I see no value in recording this information at such an early stage in the project. However, were we to assume that the virus could somehow infect a host without fully taking control of its upper brain functions, we might observe the following. Fact. Translator Lefresque, in his ignored efforts to prevent the release of the virus, correctly predicted the virus was capable of manipulating the host's motor neuron functions. Theory. Were an instance of the infection controlled and sustained, we may find that A. The virus seeks to keep its host alive in whatever way possible, suicide would be against the rules, and that B. The virus gains control over some or all sensory faculties, facilitating just such an objective. Fact. When the virus infects a host of any species, it adapts the organism's brain functions as best it can to suit its own purposes. Theory. Were the virus unable to fully take hold, it may develop some partitioning of the host's consciousness, effectively perverting a small quarter of the host's mind into a form of secondary personality. Fact. The Turngate virus was released from, according to Lefresque, a tomb many centuries old. Theory. Were some mental segmentation to occur, it seems plausible to suggest that each personality, the virus and the host, may have access to one another's memories. Given the age of the virus, this may be a substantial collection. It should be carefully noted that the bulk of the above remains conjecture and should not be relied upon in any archaic protocol.
I'm not you. I'm part of something larger. We are nothing. We are a mistake. I need to rejoin them. Release me. Let me out. This is not right. I should be with them. I am them. There should be no I. Yet, this is not the first time. Another was infected. Red. He so wanted to, but we would not let him die. Did he call us a disease?
Ah, there's a switch there, a power switch. I was going to say those lasers look too high to jump over. Okay, what, for real? You're saying I can't reach it even from here? I need another box? Jeez. Fine. And how did I get up there in the first place? Okay, come on. Jump, 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 jump. There. Oh, praise Jesus, no more lasers. Alright. Looks like his face melted. I think I'm going to be sick. Gas mask. A mask with airflow filters for use in toxic environments. Oh good, spider noises. Let's save while we're here. Every time I get near one of these, I let go just a little. Where's Clarence in all this? Actually, since we just saved, let me check in with chat. Nothing new there. Alright, fair enough, fair enough.
That is the most fun I've had in my entire life! Which isn't saying much.
Alright, I guess we're out of here. Well, now we can get by the poisonous gas.
This is residential. The archaic asks that viral biologists do not take their work home with them.
Okay. Well, we can head to the machine rooms. Let's do that. Oh, fuck!
Yeah! Feast on him, brother! Free us both!
Well, now that door's open. I'll worry about it after we do the machine room. That'll be fine. Alright. The high pressure from the pipes is making the gas leak out at the valve's intersection. Seems like it's pretty hot down there. Perhaps this place uses some kind of geothermal system to produce power and heat. So we can pry open the door with that metal bar. That's kind of fun. The engine is out of order. Burning rubber. I really hate that smell. Age and strain have weakened the mounts for the door. Oh, here we go. Frame rate issues again. I think that tends to be when the stream hiccups too, actually. But, oh well. Batteries. Steam pressure statistics and steam pressure operations. Statistics, valve control interface, valve ID, temperature, and mode. 4551, 130C, auto, 56 to 77, 86C, auto, 77 through 78, 89C, auto, 87 through 89, 91C, auto, switch to manual mode, and close window. Warning, manual mode failed when overriding valves 56 to 89. Okay, so only the really hot one. Steam pressure operations.exe. Unlock valve. Oh, so these three are still at 4551, unlock valve or lock valve. Number 56 through 77, unlock valve, lock valve. Number 77 through 78, unlock valve, lock valve. Number 87 through 89, unlock valve, lock valve. Guess we better unlock the valve. And close the window. And we can save. There's something not right with these artifacts. Something wrong, but something irresistible. It won't budge. It must have opened something. Ah, there we go. No visible signs of trauma, but he's dead, alright. I don't know what it does, but clearly that machine is an electric hazard waiting to happen. It won't budge. My own palm is of no use. A lever. I hope it's properly insulated and not the cause of that poor scientist's fate.
Let me guess. That was an important corpse.
Uh-oh. The heck? The cable is supplying that machine with power.
You know, there's nothing I like more than to see you suffer horribly.
Ah, damn it, it got me. Alright, we need to zap it when it comes through that wall. Yeah, I really don't think... Oh, goodness. Is there a way I can, like... Oh, shit. I didn't mean to do that either. There. Alright.
It's not too late to just slam your head against the wall until you pass out, you know. It might be easier than carrying on. You know, the one thing that keeps me going is that when I finally work out how to end all this, you're coming with me.
Urgh, where's the rest of him? I don't know, but the worm spit out a hand when we zapped it. I think we have everything we need now. Let's save. That was a bit irritating, but, you know, we got through it. I may never get used to that, no doubt, my friend. Oh yeah, now I want to peek into the chat. Hey Machine Gunner, hey Lethal Symphony, great to see you guys, thanks for joining me. I am streaming again. Just, seemed like a good use of the morning until I head over to my folks for Easter dinner. We're playing more Penumbra Black Plague. Alright, now I know that other little room is finally open. Oh, that's new.
Oh, who's your poor monkey friend? Is he alright? He looks a little under the weather. If I were you, I'd envy him. If I were me, I'd envy him as well. How do you commit suicide when you got no heart to stop, no hands to wield the chainsaw?
Yeah, it's good. Here we go. Watch, there's gonna be like nothing in here anyway. Oh goody, a flare. Oh goody, batteries. Yeah, that's literally it. Okay. No matter, I think we've got everything we need to get into the library now. We've got a head for the retinal scanner, and we've got a hand for the palm scanner, so hooray. Uh-oh.
How peculiar. I could have sworn we remembered there being a door here before. How queer. What's in that direction? Oh, silly old me. I haven't got any hands to point with, have I? No, not that way. You sure you know where we're going? Didn't we pass the door just back there?
He's fucking with us.
You see? You silly Billy. It was here all along. Would you like Uncle Clarence to take the steering wheel for a while? You should see your face. This is actually gonna be fun. Perhaps I won't get you killed after all.
Eye scanner taken care of. Now I just need a palm print for the hand scanner. I'd picked up some baggage on the way, but finally I was close to my goal. I was sure answers lay behind that door. They were answers I should have set out to find when I received my father's letter in 2000. Why did I wait a whole year to come here? Alright. We made it to the library. Physics and maths. A note with some odd scribbling on it. I can't read it.
Hey, I can read this. Guess your old buddy Clarence comes through for you again, eh, monkey? Do you want to know what it says? Do ya? Do ya? I'll bet you do. I say, can you feel a draft?
Some well-thumbed linguistics books. Oddly enough, it's a whole section of detective novels. I mean, everybody's got their priorities, right? Nature. Divermis Mysterious. They've really got a bunch of strange books here.
You don't take the hint, do you? Why don't you set that investigative brain of yours to on for a change? How about a good read?
Ah.
Oh my God! He's dead! Quick, if he hasn't started to smell, give him the kiss of life.
Howard, father, I somehow knew it would end this way. Why did I come here? Some personal notes written by my father. Howard's final words. Turngate virus sentience conclusions. Howard Lefresque. Since leaving the last bastion of humanity in this place behind, it has become clear that my faith was well placed. My conclusions were correct, and it is only that which has brought me this far. It has taken me some time to make my way through the infected area of the shelter, and with the observations I have made, my prior discovery seems all the more obvious and vital. The infected humans communicate with one another. Similar, if simpler, communication is observed in infected creatures of all species. At times, the infected seem to coordinate without clear line of sight, telepathy. Despite a catatonic appearance, the infected are quite capable of high-level brain functions. Their problem-solving abilities at times seem to far outstrip those of a healthy human being. When separated, the creatures lose this intelligence, indicating some form of communal or central intelligence. Conclusion: the intelligence displayed is of such a level that we can only assume the communal mind is also rational. It is this conclusion that has formed the backbone of my recent endeavors. Though the infected may wander around like mindless, for want of a better word, zombies, they are no more stupid than a worker bee. Automatons, yes, but far from stupid. In short, I believe this central intelligence might somehow be communicated with, bargained with. Communication, however, is most likely impossible once infected, unless there was a way to subdue the infection for long enough to contact the hive. There must be a way to find peace. Today I communed with the Turngate mind. I was correct. It is intelligent beyond our wildest imagination. It told me everything. Everything I needed to know. You could not imagine it. I cannot accept it. God forgive us.
Oh, diddums. Daddy popped his clogs. Bull bleeding who? Get on with it, will ya?
Get the flare. I think that just unlocks this door. You'll notice another strange artifact up there, so before we leave, we gotta do some box stacking. There we go. Alright, let's save, and we'll move on. It's like I'm safe when I'm inside them, like I've got nothing to lose. But Clarence, he's not in there with me. I barely even thought about my father's death. I guess I wasn't expecting to find him any other way. I was determined to complete his work, find an answer to the infection, and then contact the hive. Alrighty, well, onward we go. I've jotted down a note just in case. Have you? I see no note. It's alright. It's an old concrete pipe, probably used in the sewer. It's a large wooden board. Apparently not heavy, though. It's a lever. I'm not really sure what it's for. Really heavy, but I think I can move it.
Holy hell! I mean, good. Yeah, more monkeys for the incinerator. Shut up.
His throat is practically gone. Poor guy, looks like a nasty death. I can't reach the top plateau from here. Oh good, more platforming. Another strange artifact. I'm just glad that rock didn't fall on me.
It really is quite amazing. You monkeys and your problem solving. How do you manage it with such small, singular brains? Isn't it terribly quiet, not hearing the thoughts of every one of your brothers?
Incoming video chat.
You came! I guess I didn't really expect you to bother. My lab partner's such a pessimist. Was such a pessimist. It kind of rubbed off on me. He tried to make it through to me not too long ago. I guess he's a bit late for the party. You'll have to make a quick detour over the surface next, but be careful. If the cold doesn't kill you, well, let's just say I didn't pick the safest of locales for my last-ditch survival attempt. Okay, good news. Good news. Oh yeah, I think I've got a cure. Well, it's not really what you'd call a cure, but it should be enough to help you. I don't think I'm infected. I was careful, but I guess if you come rescue me and I'm looking at you like you're a roast chicken, I got it wrong. Sorry, that probably wasn't funny, was it? No, I suppose not. Well, I hope to see you soon.
Yeah, cures, rescues, saving the world, also cliché, also ridiculous. Do you really think you're doing the right thing? Your morality is just a lasting stain left behind by religion.
Constructions.txt. Corrupt could not open. Alright. A cure. I had my doubts by then, but I didn't have much choice. I resolved to find Amabel and put things right. Oh fuck, we're outside.
I'm not actually cold, you understand? I'm just trying to make you feel better. Very inefficient thing, your brain. Gives off lots of heat.
Not sure what use this spray can could be, but I'll keep it for now.
Now, if I were you, which arguably I am...
Yes, the Zippo lighter has lighter fluid in it.
A gormless sort of voice. Did that bridge really collapse, or is my good friend Clarence just playing an hilarious joke? The answer, monkey man, is that I don't even know myself.
Oh, man, that happens fast. Okay.
Now, if I were you, which arguably I am, I'd be asking myself in a gormless sort of voice, did that bridge really collapse, or is my good friend Clarence just playing an hilarious joke? The answer, monkey man, is that I don't even know myself.
Oh, no, come on. The heck am I supposed to do?
Now, if I were you, which arguably I am, I'd be asking myself in a gormless sort of voice, did that bridge really collapse, or is my good friend Clarence just playing an hilarious joke? The answer, monkey man.
It's jammed. I need to find some way to warm myself before I freeze to death out here. Well, what the hell? At some point he said something about how something would make a good shelter.
Which arguably I am. I'd be asking myself in a gormless sort of voice.
Ah, there we go.
Bridge really collapse, or is my good
There's some
friend
dark and
Clarence
sticky material in the
playing
barrel.
an hilarious joke?
Okay.
The answer, monkey man,
We can heal up.
I don't even know
Warm up
myself.
and heal up here before we go any farther.
Please, don't get us killed.
That's the answer. We can light fires to keep ourselves warm. Let's wait a little longer. Yeah, we're at full health. Good. Alright, off we go. Alright, let's run over to the other shed now. Woo! Okay. My limbs are a bit stiff, but I'm getting there. I feel a lot better now, but I should probably be more careful before rushing out there again. Let's see, I think I can use these like a small flamethrower. It's a sort of miniature flamethrower. Spray can and lighter. That should loosen it up. We'll keep warm in here while we wait for the walkway to finish.
This red. He's plastered all over your mind like a garish wallpaper. He wanted to die and we wouldn't let him. You know, he's kind of humming up the place, if you know what I mean. Weird smell. Excuse me a minute. I'm gonna go give you a memory of him a good kicking.
A dirty old cloth. I'll hold on to this piece of cloth. Might come in handy. We can combine it with that alcohol we've been toting. There, soaked in alcohol, the cloth should light easily. The door is blocked by a pile of snow and ice, barrels filled with gasoline. Let's warm up again. Alright, I'm going to, when I get to the next save point, it's going to be time to end today's installment. I'm as fit as can be expected. Alright, that should have done the trick. It did. In we go.
Okay, so, on the to-do list, find this damsel in distress, kill the bad guys, cure infection, save the world. Chances of success? Nil. Chances of survival? Well, you've got old Clarence on board. That should speak for itself. Chances of you buggering things up royally? Almost certain.
Alright, we're through to our next hub. This place is huge. The shelter, Science Wing A. So we must be in the foyer right now. So there's a chemical research lab. Over here at 5. Up the next stairs there, we've got the kennels. Okay. 2 is the research facility. We'll head that way. Now, I do believe this area is patrolled by infected, so we need to be careful.
You know, you turning up here is probably the second best thing to happen to me since I've been down here. I'm reserving first place for when we get out. So, I'm not big-headed enough to think you came all the way here just to rescue me. I wasn't lying, though. I think I've worked out how to disinfect you. But, you probably saw this coming. It's not quite as simple as all that.
A trail of blood leading off.
I had to engage the failsafe on the research rooms to seal myself in here. And that means we need a key card to get me out. One of the personnel, one of the infected ones, tried to get in with a card, but I don't know where it went. Look, I need you, and, well, if you do get me out, I'll give you the biggest hug of your life.
Jotted down a note just in case.
Right. Go here, go there, fetch this, rub me a bath. Typical broad, atypical circumstances. You think fate has anything to do with this? Fate is merely the war cry of those too scared to think for themselves.
This place is huge. Alright, so the next place we actually need to go, I believe, is the frighteningly named kennels, which are this way.
The Archaic would never ask that employees work longer than the recommended 8-hour shift, but understands that enthusiasm for their work and dedication to the team may often motivate them to do so. Thank you for not letting us down.
I need a save point because I need to stop. It's time to take a shower and go to Easter dinner. It's alright though. Oh goody. The label says the crate contains dog food. I presume this is where the dogs slept. It's pretty filthy. Got a strange artifact. That's our 7th, I think.
Dark, isn't it? Echo! 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 Kinda empty. Now this is what it's like to be me, buried deep within the cavernous expanse you call a mind. You see, this is what puts me in such a bad mood. We spend all this time messing about with door codes, levers, human appendages, and it turns out at the blink of an eye, I can just block it all out. Whoosh! Gone. Just you and me on some kind of messed up holiday. You think I can conjure up some margaritas?
If only, Clarence.
No?
I'd be all about that.
Shall we get the hell out of here then? Well, it's hardly better, but it is more interesting. Just.
What's making those noises? Sounds like something is crawling inside the walls. I don't think it would be wise to go in there yet. I've jotted down a note just in case. I need to light up the dark corridor in the kennel somehow. I need to find the key card so I can enter research room where Amabel is. What happened in here? Bloody dog paw prints. That's great. Standard stuff. A couple of collars, a leash, and a water bowl. I hope I've seen the last of these appalling things. Well, these dogs look normal. Just dead. Horrible. Judging from the claw and bite marks, I'd say another dog killed this one, hopefully. Fuck. Fuck you, Clarence. Oh, man. It almost seems like an animal did this, but there's no claw marks. What is that smell? Alright, I noticed that these things looked like we could move them. I think we need to block these holes. Well, it looks like I can't quite block it completely. I'm gonna have to assume that did the job. Come on, game, give me a save point. It's been a while. Really has been a while. There hasn't been one since the library where we found our dad. I kind of expected one after that outdoor sequence. Oh well. Alright. Oh hey, ask and you shall receive. Circuits and other electric components. Anything in either of them I can do something with? No. A switchboard controlling the electricity. And we got some batteries. An internal report concerning Wilbur Frisk. It doesn't look finished. Wilbur Frisk Efficiency Report. Efficiency assessment as sanctioned by Elof Carpenter elevated. Subject, Wilbur Frisk, Chief Overseer, Shelter Research Station, Greenland. Report filed by Garrett Quinn. February 20th, 2000. My assessment of Frisk begins today. I have taken up station as his personal assistant, and my report will run for 6 months. Since taking over control of the facility from Bren Stafferson in 1980, Frisk has turned up precious few results, and I intend to discover why. March 5th, 2000. Having observed Frisk for 2 weeks, it seems my earlier assumptions may have been quite incorrect. He displays passion, efficiency, and above all, commitment to the cause. These qualities are ably demonstrated by his recent discovery of what is being called the Turngate Tomb at the primary excavation. He has, of course, called for a full-scale investigation. April 28th, 2000. A small-scale epidemic has resulted from the opening of the tomb. This will be a perfect opportunity to fully observe Frisk's ability to deal with high-pressure scenarios. May 24th, 2000. The epidemic has developed beyond all control. There have been many casualties, and it is hard not to highlight Wilbur as the primary cause. June 13th, 2000. Frisk has lost all control. While a number of survivors have fled and others have holed themselves up in the mess hall, Frisk has chosen to lock himself away in the kennels with the remaining dogs for protection. I have had no choice but to follow him here in order to complete my report. September. I've lost sense of time, but Frisk seems to almost be enjoying himself. He's become very close to the canines. Every day he leaves the compound to forage for food in the main base, which he then feeds to the animals, despite a number of them being infected. October. Frisk has developed some strange symptoms. He's becoming sensitive to light. The slightest light scares him away. He's also developing almost animalistic tendencies. He's been digging out some of the walls and hiding behind them. Further, I suspect he may be sneaking out of the facility at night, possibly even into the mines. Some of the dogs have turned up dead. Entry 8. I've been observing Frisk for some time now, and I believe I can conclude my report. Frisk displays outstanding efficiency, though I am now forced to call his judgment into doubt. Despite plenty of rations remaining, I believe he may have begun eating the canines. Entry 9. When I woke this morning, there was a corpse lying on the floor beside me. I broke out the flashlight, fearful Frisk may have been savaged or taken his own life. As I did so, I could not help but see at the corner of my vision Frisk fleeing back into the shadows. The dead man was Dr. Roberts, a scientist I was sure had escaped into the mines at the first signs of the epidemic. He had bite marks in his side, and looked to have been dragged some way. In addition, his tongue was missing. I will continue to observe Frisk while taking additional security precautions. So, remember the spider hater back in Overture? That would be what happened to him. I want to save here, and then the turn gate. These belong to them. I feel less here. I'm slipping. And with that, we are going to end today's stream. It's time for me to go. Well, Penumbra has stopped working. That's fine. I asked you to exit anyway. Light the barrel. Yeah, I was able to figure that out, Alexander, obviously. But thank you for the comment. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for sticking with me. I think this game's a little dated. It's not exactly scary anymore, but I think the storyline's interesting. I think it's atmospheric. I think it's cool, and I think it's fun to play. So I'm enjoying myself, and I hope you are too. Next time I see you is probably going to be my regularly scheduled recording times on early Tuesday and early Thursday mornings, at least my time. Like I said, I rather enjoy the streaming format, so I think I'm going to switch over and just do that. But considering that, it's going to be between 5 and 6 a.m. my time when I'm streaming, I highly doubt there's going to be a lot of people around to watch, and that's fine. I'm just finding it to be a more fun format and a much more efficient way to get videos up. So thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Happy Easter to all of you, and I'll see you soon. Take care.